First week in August means vacation season is officially over for the sports department in the American-Statesman.
Yeah, his life is a vacation. Come
That's
on.
true.
Whatever.
Nice.
Whatever. I love my life, but it's no vacation, pal.
UT practice in full swing, and of course Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football in the news once again. What are your general thoughts on the case with Johnny Football and his potential ineligibility now for the 2013 season?
Well, obviously Texas A&M is believing Johnny Manziel if he's denying receiving any money for these autographs because they have not deemed him ineligible in trying to seek his reinstatement from the NCAA. So they're lawyering up, and apparently they're going to fight this. And the simple thing would be, Johnny, did you take money or not? And if he did, A&M would be complicit if they play an ineligible player. So there's a lot on the line. To me, it's just imperative that not only A&M but also the NCAA get to the bottom of this really fast with the season just 3 weeks away.
I think they see a chance to win a national championship, and if this were a lesser player, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. That guy would have gotten kicked to the curb. Johnny Manziel is a cash cow in College Station, and he's the most popular, most polarizing college football player that we've seen in quite some time. So I think that he's going to be in uniform for the first game. I just believe that I don't know that there's enough proof, a smoking pin, if you would, to get him out of there. So I look forward to seeing what happens, but I just don't see where they're going to end up throwing this kid out of college football. I don't see it.
And as we've been doing since February, we could really talk about Johnny Manziel all day long. But with UT now in fall practice, let's kind of turn our attention to things that are going on in our fair city here in Austin. First and foremost, kind of some of the bigger news that's come out of practice so far has been the play of the young wide receivers, Kendall Sanders and Marcus Johnson. Both have looked great in the first 2 days of practice. What are y'all's impressions of them? Texas all of a sudden looking like they have a lot of playmakers on the outside.
Well, it's got to be good news, especially with Jackson Shipley and Mike Davis not practicing right now. I love Kendall Sanders. I've always liked him. He's got a big body, good hands, but this Marcus Johnson seems to be making these spectacular plays over and over. One of those guys where you just look at him and you go, that's a football player. He passes the eye test. So it kind of bodes well for the receiving core and David Ash.
I agree with you, and even a couple of the freshmen, Jake Oliver and Ja'Cory Warwick, have had really good moments in Collins. So they've got some young, fresh talent there that is getting playing time, getting reps, if you will, in August at least, and that's going to bode well for the team too.
And another new guy on campus that looks ready to contribute right away, a little older guy, JUCO transfer Desmond Harrison, offensive lineman, gigantic-looking tackle. Wasn't in practice yesterday, but looked great on Monday. Looks like he's destined to be a starter from day one once the season starts, and potentially in Texas's run of not having any linemen drafted. All of a sudden, Texas line looking pretty good with the addition of him and the pieces around him.
He's big as a house, 6'8", about 320 pounds, good feet. I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table. You don't get a huge look at these practices. I love the pass rushing drill, and I'm hoping to see that when we go out there today to see if he's got the feet.
Did you notice the field kind of tilting, you know, when he played on one side? And yeah, he's as big as advertised and looks good. And there's no excuses for this offensive line this year. I mean, all 5 starters are back, and that doesn't even include Desmond Harrison. And you have some of the young guys, you know, like Kendi Estelle, who's impressed me with a couple of practices we've seen, and Cedric Flowers and Garrett Porter. You know, they've been around too, and so, you know, Max talked about going too deep in the offensive line. I think that would be a good thing, and it's time for the offensive line to really prove themselves.
That's about all the time we have for today. These guys will be back again next week for another chat, 11 a.m. on statesman.com and mystatesman.com. We'll have a lot to talk about with, 4 more days of open practices to go to.
And open pads on Saturday.
Open pads, and Lord knows what Johnny Manziel is going to get up to in the next week, so I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. Be there next Wednesday at 11 a.m. We'll see you.